The Babylonian night sky, stars over Mesopotamia. As the last rays of the setting sun slipped behind the distant hills, the night began to unfurl its dark cloak over the ancient city of Babylon. The air, once warm with the heat of the day, cooled gently, bringing a refreshing calm that settled over the land. High above, the first stars began to twinkle, emerging like precious gems upon a velvet tapestry, their light piercing the vast expanse of the night sky. The heavens stretched endlessly, an infinite canvas of constellations that held the stories of gods, kings, and forgotten realms. King Nebuchadnezzar, too, stepped out of the palace, the cool night air brushing softly against his skin. His royal garments fluttered gently as he walked toward the palace's outer courtyard. He stood at the edge of the palace grounds, where the city of Babylon sprawled beneath him, its buildings casting long shadows in the moonlight. But his gaze was fixed upward, drawn irresistibly to the star-studded sky above. The constellations twinkled with quiet grandeur, each one telling its own tale. The stars seemed to pulse with ancient energy, their stories whispered down through the ages. In his mind, Nebuchadnezzar could almost hear the voices of the gods, mighty warriors, powerful kings, and heroes from distant lands, all of their deeds woven into the fabric of the night sky. The air was thick with history, and he felt the weight of it all pressing gently on his soul. He relaxed, taking a deep breath, allowing the cool evening air to soothe him. With each inhale, the king felt his thoughts slow, his worries fading like mist under the rising moon. The stars above seemed to hum with a soft, celestial melody, their quiet rhythm matching the steady beating of his heart. The world around him seemed to fall into perfect harmony, as if the very universe had exhaled and settled into a peaceful, eternal lullaby. Nebuchadnezzar closed his eyes for a moment, his face bathed in the gentle light of the stars. He listened to the whispers of the universe, the soft, constant hum of the cosmos that surrounded him. It was as if the stars themselves were speaking to him, guiding him, calming his mind and spirit. As he stood there, embraced by the serenity of the night, sleep began to gently take hold. The rhythmic lull of the stars and the cool, soothing air wrapped around him like a comforting blanket. With his eyes still closed, Nebuchadnezzar drifted into dreams, carried away by the ancient stories of distant lands and forgotten tales, his mind wandering among the stars, where time and space held no dominion. Under the vast and tranquil sky of Mesopotamia, the night unfolded in its timeless beauty. The stars above gleamed softly, their light weaving 1,000 stories across the heavens, stories of gods, kings, and realms long past. The moon, like a silent guardian, hung in the sky, its pale light casting long, gentle shadows over the land below. The cool evening air stirred, whispering through the city and the surrounding fields, as if the very earth itself was telling tales of its ancient past. In the quiet solitude of his chamber within the royal palace, King Sargon II lay on a bed woven from the finest silks, the soft fabric embracing him like a gentle caress. His body rested, but his mind was adrift, floating like the clouds that passed overhead in the sky. The chamber was peaceful, the only sounds the faint rustling of the wind outside and the occasional distant murmur of the Euphrates River flowing steadily through the land. The moonlight streamed through the open windows, spilling across the polished stone floors in pools of silver. Its light bathed the room in an ethereal glow, bringing a sense of calm and quiet reverence. Above, the constellations remained unmoving, eternal in their watch over the world below. They held the wisdom of ages, silent sentinels of the night, their steady glow a constant presence in the ever-changing world. As Sargon lay there, his thoughts seemed to fade, lost in the vastness of the night. The breeze carried with it the faint scent of the Euphrates, cool and refreshing, mingling with the soft sound of the world outside. It was as if the river itself was whispering ancient songs, songs that spoke of the land's history, its rise and fall, and the unbroken flow of time. The gentle rhythm of the night carried him further into stillness, the serene quiet settling deeply within him. He found comfort in the stillness of the night, knowing that the stars were eternal watchers of the land. They had witnessed the rise of empires, the births of kings, and the fall of nations, and yet they remained steadfast and unchanging. They were his companions in the silence, their presence a reminder that he was part of something much larger than himself, part of the eternal cycle of the universe. As his breathing slowed and his body relaxed deeper into the silks, sleep began to take him, gently and without resistance. The night wrapped around him like a soft blanket, guiding him into dreams. In the quiet of slumber, he wandered through visions of starry rivers and tranquil skies, where the mysteries of the universe were laid bare. The stars whispered their secrets to him, and in the stillness of the night, Sargon drifted peacefully into the embrace of sleep, carried by the endless dance of the cosmos. As the moon rose high above the great city of Babylon, its soft, silver light bathed the hanging gardens, casting long, graceful shadows over the lush, terraced greenery. The air was cool, carrying with it the sweet scent of blooming flowers and the faint hum of the city below. Above, the night sky stretched endlessly, and the stars slowly began to shift, forming the familiar constellations of the zodiac. On the rooftop of the temple, the high priests and priestesses stood in quiet reverence, their eyes lifted to the heavens. The stars above, ancient and unchanging, slowly moved across the sky, their positions marking the passage of time and guiding the fate of kings and kingdoms. Each constellation told its own story, tales of gods, warriors, and legendary heroes, their destinies woven into the very fabric of the universe. The priestesses chanted softly, their voices rising and falling in perfect harmony with the cosmic rhythm of the universe. The sound was both calming and powerful, as though it resonated with the heartbeat of the earth itself. The air seemed to vibrate with their ancient prayers, and the stars above shimmered in response, their light flickering like the pulse of a distant, divine energy. King Esarhaddon, seated quietly on a stone bench near the temple's edge, watched the celestial dance unfold before him. His body was still, his eyes fixed on the heavens as the constellations slowly shifted, moving in their eternal patterns. The soft glow of the stars seemed to draw him in, stirring peaceful thoughts within his mind. The rhythm of the night was hypnotic, each star's gentle glow a reminder of the harmony that existed between the earth and the heavens. As he sat there, breathing deeply, Esarhaddon felt the weight of the stars upon him, not as a burden, but as a gentle guidance. The heavens were not distant, unreachable. They were present, intimately connected with the land below, watching over him and his people. The celestial dance above him filled his heart with a quiet sense of awe and serenity. The soft glow of the zodiac stars wrapped around him like a comforting embrace. The steady motion of the constellations above was a lullaby, pulling him deeper into a state of peace. As the stars whispered their timeless secrets to the world, they whispered to him as well, filling his dreams with ancient wisdom and visions of celestial realms. With the moon high above, casting its calm light over the city, sleep gently began to take him. Esarhaddon's eyelids fluttered, and he leaned back against a stone, the cool breeze caressing his face. His breath slowed, and as the stars continued their eternal dance, he drifted into slumber, carried away by the quiet beauty of the night sky, where the whispers of the zodiac guided him into dreams of peace and wisdom. As the night deepened over the land of Mesopotamia, the moon began to rise, casting its pale light over the ancient city of Babylon. Its soft glow spread across the landscape, touching everything it met with a gentle, ethereal glow. The Euphrates River, flowing calmly through the heart of the city, caught the moonlight, its surface shimmering like silver. The moon's reflection created a glowing path upon the water, a silent bridge that stretched from the riverbank all the way to the distant horizon. It was as though the river itself was carrying the light of the heavens, guiding it across the land. King Nabonidus sat quietly by the water's edge, his feet dipping lightly into the cool, refreshing current. He gazed out across the river, where the shimmering silver pathway stretched endlessly, connecting the earth and the sky in a quiet, perfect harmony. The gentle ripples on the water reflected the soft light of the moon, creating a peaceful, almost otherworldly glow that seemed to slow time itself. The air around him was cool and still, save for the occasional rustle of the night breeze as it swept across the riverbanks. The breeze carried with it the fresh scent of the earth, mingling with the faint fragrance of blooming flowers from the gardens nearby. But above all, it was the sound of the river that filled the air, a soft, constant melody that had played through the ages, soothing and timeless, as old as the land itself. It was a rhythm that echoed through the very soul of Babylon, a song that never ceased, never faltered. The king closed his eyes, allowing the gentle sound of the water to wash over him, soothing his thoughts and calming his heart. The moon's soft glow seemed to embrace him, wrapping him in a quiet peace that seeped deep into his spirit. In the stillness of the night, he felt a deep connection to the land and the heavens above. The world around him seemed to fall away, and in its place was the serene presence of the river, the moon, and the endless sky. As the river's song swirled in his mind, its gentle flow carrying him further into tranquility, sleep slowly began to take him. The soothing rhythm of the water, combined with the moon's tender watchfulness, embraced him like a comforting lullaby. His body relaxed, his breath steady, and soon he drifted into a world of quiet dreams. In that peaceful slumber, the moon continued to watch over him, its tender light a constant presence. As he journeyed through a realm of serene and restful visions, carried on the soft current of the river's eternal song. As the night deepened over the vast land of Mesopotamia, the stars began to shine even brighter, their light intensifying against the dark, endless sky. The heavens above seemed to hold their breath, their glow sharper, clearer, as though the universe itself was leaning in to listen to the quiet prayers of the people below. In the sacred temple of Babylon, the flickering light of oil lamps cast soft shadows across the stone walls, and the priestesses gathered in a quiet circle, preparing to offer their nightly prayers. Their robes rustled as they moved, and their soft, melodic voices rose in harmony, filling the temple with a sense of reverence and peace. The celestial bodies above seemed to guide their voices, their patterns in the night sky acting as a compass for the prayers offered below. Each note from the priestesses blended perfectly with a cosmic rhythm, their chants rising and falling like the tides, timeless and unchanging. The stars, distant yet so near, watched over them, their presence constant and unwavering. The night, now deep and still, held a sacred weight, as if the very air had thickened with the wisdom of the universe. King Nebuchadnezzar too sat quietly by the altar, his eyes closed, his body still as he absorbed the sacred atmosphere. The gentle chime of the bronze bells filled the air, marking the passing of time and the arrival of the hour when the night was at its fullest. The sound was soft but profound, a resonance that seemed to echo both through the temple and into the very fabric of the universe itself. In the quiet reverence of the moment, the king felt a deep connection to the stars above. Their light seemed to call to him, as though they were whispering ancient secrets, urging him toward peace. The steady rhythm of the priestess's chants, combined with the eternal hum of the night sky, created a gentle current that began to carry him away from the waking world. His breathing slowed, his heart calmed, and his mind drifted, as if guided by the very stars that filled the sky. Nebuchadnezzar felt the weight of the night's stillness wrap around him like a soft cloak, its presence reassuring and comforting. The celestial whispers of the universe spoke in silent tones, embracing him as the stars above shimmered with quiet wisdom. Slowly, the rhythmic chants of the priestesses and the cosmic melody of the night carried him into deep slumber, where dreams of peace, light, and the ancient wisdom of the stars embraced him in a tranquil, serene world beyond the waking realm.